What's up, Brady Aiden Johnson here, and this is my final workout of my routines. It's my shoulders and abs day. Start off with the rotator cuff warm-up. It's an important day to do that, of course. Weakest joints in the body, those ball and socket joints. As you can see, I'm having a good time here because the workout hasn't started yet, so my serious face isn't on. Rotate those shoulders, keep everything warm. This is a warm-up set. I start off with a heavy compound movement as always, and that is seated shoulder press with dumbbells. I do about 15 with this. It's about 60% of my working weight. Notice I only go down to about 90 degrees with these, and I go up to full extension, but I don't lock out the joint. I try and keep that tension on the triceps, on the shoulders at all times. Whilst it may look like I'm locking out, I am keeping that tension on the muscle. My joints don't feel it. This here, moving up to about 80% of my working weight here, and I do about 10 reps of these. I do 4 sets of every exercise on shoulders and abs day. Other days I mix in 5s and 3s, but every exercise on shoulders and abs days is 4 sets. Alright, this is my working weight. Notice how I get the weights into position the exact same way as I do for incline chest press and for flat chest press. Use the legs to kick them up. And there, look at that form, look at that symmetry. Notice the triceps flex at the top. I go all the way up to really get the triceps into the action. And don't come too far down, which will hurt my shoulder. Try and keep my core straight and strong so my body doesn't flex left and right as I lift up the heavy weight and put them down safely. That's 10 reps there. And here is a failure set. So you get to see how difficult this can be. This is the last 4th set. You can see the triceps really quivering, really working there, trying to get that right up. One more. I don't think I've got any more. Nah, he's good. The next exercise is shoulder shrugs. These are really heavy weight. I try and get full extension upwards, and it causes me to make that ugly face. The trick is to try and keep your core as strong as possible and keep everything tight. The shoulders are back and they go straight up and straight down. I don't drop the weight, I place it back down. So it's up as high as you can go and then carefully down. Up, carefully down. The bicep doesn't come into the action at all. It's not trying to work the bicep, it's all about those traps. Failure. Tries again. Face. Moving into side bends. It's my second day that I do ab work. I do the exact same routine in abs. I do 15 reps of each side bends for the obliques. Make sure to have the briefest of pause at the bottom, so I'm not using momentum to bring the weight back up. And I go as far as I can to the opposite side. This is a really heavy exercise. That's about 38 kilos. That's one set. And here's a failure set. Try and avoid bending the arm too much, as that'll bring the bicep into the motion and take the pressure off the obliques, which you want to be doing all of the pulling upwards. Even though I go to failure on this, as I said before, I don't go completely to failure. I don't really kill it because these are your core muscles, and this is early on in the weights routine. I don't want to really blow out the central nervous system right at the start of the workout before I get a chance to do any of my other exercises that may still demand the use of my core. So whilst I do go to failure, I don't go to complete, absolute eyeballs out failure. There possibly is an extra rep in there. Here's some front raises for the front delts. This is a really good shot actually. You really can see the front delts flexing and get a good view of some of those striations in the shoulder. You can really see this exercise working. I'm going really heavy on these days. Every time, this is the only way, in fact, the only exercise that when I pick it up, I doubt that I can do it. It feels like it's too heavy for me, and then I get going, it's like, okay, maybe I can. But 18 kilos straight up, it hurts. Up to 90 degrees, hold it for the briefest split second, then let it go back down carefully. So up, hold, down, up, down. The hold is only brief, just to make sure you're not using momentum to just fling the weight up. You are using the muscle to pull it all the way up. This really, you can really feel this in your arms. You can definitely see the shoulder and the front delts flex every time that goes up, and that's failure there. Some side laterals, 4 sets of these again, like everything else. I'm considering coming down in weight in these. I think my form is starting to slip, even though these do look great. It's really good exercise for your side delts, also for just showing off all your muscle groups, because they do look good in that pose, I guess. But I am considering going back down in weight and just starting again with these, really making sure the form is perfect. 4 sets of these. And then rear delt flies for the rear delts that often get neglected and lead to lots of shoulder injuries. Got to make sure you do these. This is a really important exercise. More important than the side laterals and the front raises is this. Every routine, every weightlifter should make sure they have this in their routine. This will protect your shoulder joint from injury. What you want to do is clench at the top so you feel your shoulder blades squeezing together. Carefully let the weight go back down. A little pause at the bottom, straight up. A little pause, straight up. It's that clench at the top where you feel your shoulder blades trying to touch together that really is the point of this motion. Really working your rear delts. And I think that's failure there. Has he got another one? Nah, he tries it. Does he try again? Nah, he knows. And here, notice I've gone all the way back down to do my ab superset, which you previously saw in the legs video with a much heavier weight. I have ridiculously improved my crunch form to make it incredibly strict. Now, at this point, at no point during the exercise do I take tension away from my abs. They go down and I hold them before I lose tension on the abs, and I go up and I don't go up to the point where it loses tension. So this entire exercise is just pain in the abs. There's no point that they stop working. So I've gone right back down. I'm going to slowly bring the weight back up over time to really improve my core strength. Second part of the superset, of course, the leg raises, hanging leg raises. I try and push my bum into the back of the rest so that all of the motion is coming from my abs, and I don't use my lower back to create momentum to fling my legs up. I'm trying to create all that motion at the top of the hip flexors and the ab region. Go up to 90 degrees carefully and slowly lower back down. This really tugs at your abdominal muscles. And you can see it on my face, look. Go for 20 of these on the first 2. I didn't quite make it today, so I'm going to bring the number down, maybe 15 for the next time I do this. And here's the failure set. Notice at no point do I get to rest. At no point does my face let up. Down, ouch, up, ouch, down, ouch. This is a failure set. Yeah, and then one more. I don't think so. Yeah, you got it. Oh, no. I won't count that one. And then move back into the second part of the superset, which of course is the hanging leg raises. To failure. Carefully up, carefully down. And when these burn out, that is the end of my shoulders and abs day. And those are my 4 routines. I did most of 2012 to make the body that I have now. There's no flexing at the end of this one. I figured I'd just show you the workout rather than messing about and trying to show off and embarrass myself with pretending to flex. Hopefully it's been some help. Peace.